What's up everyone, thanks for tuning in to another episode of this code along series where we code a fuel trailer script, which is basically a portable refueling station. Right, first of all, as always, I'd like to thank everyone for interacting on my videos. I truly do appreciate it. It does kind of mean quite a lot to me. I do enjoy making these, so it really makes me glad to see people enjoying the content I make. Right, episode 28. Can't believe we've come this far actually. Right, I want to continue on our visual feedback and debugging. It's kind of a process, and I remember we finished off figuring out the get closest vehicle issue, which was quite satisfying, and based on that I just want to change the get closest vehicle functions to take in the true variable, right? Just so that we always consider the player's vehicle as well, right? Because, for example, the can spawn function, if we don't take into account the player vehicle and our player parks in the spot, it'll still spawn the trailer because our car would be in the way, but it won't pick it up. So yeah, good thing to get that fixed ASAP. Right, there's something that's bothering me a lot, like really a lot. Right, I want to figure out why we can't do the release fuel nozzle thingy, right? Because whenever we click to refuel, we should technically release the nozzle. However, we don't, and to me that's a problem, right? So much code, bro. So much code. Okay, setting the options for the trailer menu. That's just to purchase the trailer. Here we go. Okay. I need to figure out a way to check whether or not our thingamabob, our release nozzle and refueling, is checked or not. So maybe I go to interface and go to menu, right? Is there any other options we could give it? Like an ID? Yes, we can. Why didn't I think of this? ID is equal to summing. ID, it's a string. ID, maybe call it release refuel, right? Maybe, I don't know how to implement it though. No, ID is the menu's ID. I'm such a dunce. Options, label, progress, color scheme, icon color, values, checked. If values is also provided, the button will be a scrollable list. Okay, description, default index, args. Right, if the button has values, right, if the button has checked to either true or false, then is check is automatically passed. Let's look at an example. Please. Please. Okay. If args.isCheck, then check button. But that is on the on selected, right? Excuse me. Okay, this is a callback function when the menu item is pressed. Okay. Maybe what I should do is delete that, uncomment that, and do this. Function is check 3. What? Pasting a bunch of space, bruh. Right. So let's do that. Okay, then we head over to the on selected again. Right. I'll just recopy the examples code because, you know, we deleted it. Right. Check button. I guess we'll do that. Right, my server is started. So I'm gonna open FiveM real quick and go through that process. Because our detached fueling is quite problematic to me. We have it set here. Default false. Okay. First occurrence line 184 is in set nozzle to vehicle. If we have detached fueling, then we detach the entity and set the entity to the car. Okay. Second occurrence is in 285, and that is with the register menu. If checked, that is on check, right? On checking it, maybe this is our issue, right? If it is checked, then we set it to false. Otherwise, we set it to true. The reason I did it this way is because I thought that every time you click it, right? I always thought that the if checked, right, that checked is applied before the change occurs on screen. Like, for example, if it is checked and you click it, you are technically unchecking it. That is why I set it to false, because then by unchecking it, you know what I mean. So maybe let's do true and false the other way around. Let's do the other way around. Let's see what happens. See what happens. Right. But until then, we just do our thing, right? Maybe just do a queue here so that I know which one, or on check. Alright. That's all just temporary. Just temporary. Okay. Crazy scenes. And I'll have to teleport myself to the correct location as well, but you know, is what it is. Hydration check. Okay. Ensure iron underscore FT for fuel trailer. No client-side errors. No server-side errors. Fantastic. Right, heading over to our little junkie man. Purchase a trailer for $1. Cheapest trailer on earth. Baller 4. Right, park right near front. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Right, Take a nozzle. Yeeters. Refuel car. Oh yeah. Right. Is check is true. Right. On clicking it. Right. Check button, yeah. On check 1 false. Null. I will recheck it just to check our logic again. Right, it is set to true. We got to refuel amount. Set refuel amount. That is if my UI updates. It's just slow because my computer is slow, right? Start refueling, please. Right, we get to attach it, but we never reattach it. Wrong entity cannot refuel. Oh my god. Why? Get closest vehicle. Okay, it gives us the vector 3. It also gives us the entity number. Okay, function is check false. Just see. Function is check false. So this happens. So we shouldn't do that. Why? Because this set of code triggers when you press a button. So this is fine, and this is fine, right? And this is fine. This is also fine. But we do need an on-side scroll, right? So whenever we select a fuel by side scrolling, we need to have the on-side scroll sorted out. That is important. Selected scroll index args. So maybe we'll do, hold up, register menu, on side scroll. Here we go, function, selected number, scroll index, args. String any, function ran whenever a scroll list item is checked. Right, maybe we'll probably have to do a for list. So for summing type is what does our config look like? Config fuel types. Right, this is a little table, so maybe we do something for all in config dot fuel menu dot fuel types do end. What do end? Contra call. Man, I have a for loop somewhere here. Hello. For kv in pairs. Just copy that. I don't know why I overcomplicate it for myself every single time. It's good practice though. It's good practice to challenge yourself. Right, to be quite honest. So we'll do empty type in pairs config. Right, we'll do, and this would be config.fuel menu.fuel types. So what we'll do for each of the values. What did I just do? Refuel menu dot fuel types. My lord. Okay. So this technically acts as a counter. So for every type in our fuel types, do that if type is equal to args, then end. And we will do what? Target vehicle dot new type is equal to type. Right? Because we are setting the target vehicle's new fuel type to whatever they select when they use the side scroller. Okay. Yields. Wrong entity cannot refuel. Why? Wrong entity. Wrong entity. There we go. Cannot refuel. Does entity exist? Target vehicle dot vehicle. So we have it in the get fuel, get vehicle float. Here we go, get closest vehicle to the player. Right, including his personal vehicle. Which works. Absolutely no problem. Right. Yeah. So set nozzle to vehicle. We are trying to reassign it, which we shouldn't be doing. Because we technically already assigned the variables, right? We don't need to reassign it. It would be nonsensical, right? So no need to do that. And we could most likely just, you know, assign the coordinates of this vehicle to the you know what I mean, like getting the closest vehicle here. If we get its coordinates, yeah, exactly, we have it already set. What the hell am I thinking here? Hello, wakey bro. Okay, but let's continue. I really lost track of what I was doing, my man. Set nozzle. Yeah, set nozzle to vehicle. Okie dokie. Set nozzle to vehicle. We have our ped ID and the ped position, which we don't ever use, so that's unnecessary. Right, bone index is the integer of get entity bone index by name, the target vehicles, petrol cap. Okay. Now, if detached fueling, we'll detach the entity. Fantastic. and attach nozzle coordinates, right? Get world position of entity bone, target vehicle bone index. Right. Then we attach entity to entity, nozzle, target vehicle, bone index, etc. We could alternatively attach no, that ain't gonna work because I don't know if the nozzle actually has a bone. So let's see real quickly. We did save. Okay, I want to try something. Clear nos. Nothing. Right, ensure our fuel trailer. Once more, grab the nozzle. Refuel. Okay, we want to set the refuel amount. If the UI opens, there we go, 10. Even if it's just 1, we will head to start refueling. Turns to the vehicle and starts refueling. Okay, once more. Nothing. Right? Absolutely nothing. Because what's supposed to be happening, remember, in our refuel timer, if our entity exists, which is our target vehicle, which in this case it did exist apparently, then we do what? We calculate our multiplier, we get the fuel of the vehicle. Where do we get the fuel as well? In the refuel menu? Nah, only in our refuel timer. Right, once we get the fuel, we set the current fuel to the target vehicle's fuel level. And then we do this. Local full is false, so the car is not full. While it is not full, we wait 1000 milliseconds. We are still waiting. And we set is fueling to true. Now current level becomes current level plus 1. And I believe, I don't think we give it enough time for that to actually take root. Because if we think about it, set new fuel level to 1.0. What's happening? Set new fuel level to toString current level. Right, remember when we set our F level, it is 0. Okay, what we can do is make it null. Why? For this reason, right? I'm going to search for wherever we use that. We're going to get the fuel, right? And we'll do while level is null, do end. It'll wait wait 1 millisecond. Right, so this will keep waiting as long as level is null. So as soon as level gets a value, it'll assign the value. There is, however, one crucial error this might have. This could run indefinitely if this export doesn't execute. So what we can do is this local timeout is maybe make it 10 seconds, so 10,000, right? Then timeout is equal to timeout, hello, -1. Okay, and then if timeout is equal to 0, then we will probably set level equal to 0.0 and return. Okay, that is just a safety net for in case this runs forever, and we'll do that here too. So this get fuel function will wait until it is assigned. Okay, and unfortunately we will have to do that here as well, so that we make the refuel timer wait until current level is assigned something, right? So current level, we'll set it to null. Okay, and then we'll tell it current level is target vehicle's fuel level, and we'll do local timeout, obviously still 10,000, which is 10 seconds, only because we are waiting 1 over there. Now, while our current level is null, we wait, right? And we just go through the timeout thing. If timeout is equal to 0, then current level becomes a thing. So it'll keep checking current level every time it runs through the loop. So maybe what we should be doing is this. Right? We wait 1 millisecond. Maybe we wait 10 and subtract 10. Right, so current level will be null. Right? Then we'll assign it, subtract 10 from the timeout, and run it again. Right? As soon as timeout gets to 0, we just set the current level to 0. Right? And yeah, that makes no sense. In the sense that, you know, whenever we then run this thread, let's assume the get fuel doesn't work properly, but the set fuel works properly. And we just set the current fuel level to 0. We'll refuel until we set it to 100 from 0. But if the cars actually are 90, we are wasting 90 liters or gallons of whatever, you know? So yeah. I think I think we need to run the get fuel function within the set fuel function. Like change get fuel to 2 functions. Change it to get fuel level and get fuel time. So it'll return 1 value, even though it gets more than 1. Right? And this would always return a value. So local type, right? And local level. And I just abbreviate it like that so that I know this is specific to these two functions, which we have not written yet. Now, yeah, local function get fuel type and what's cracking here? No, I misspelled function. Okay, get fuel type and get fuel level. We'll have a local type is equal to our default would be RON 91. We should probably do a default fuel type in here. Fuel. Yeah, let's do it. Fuel type default. RON 91. That way, instead of doing RON 91, we do config dot refuel menu dot fuel type default. Okay, and we will always return time. Here we'll have a local level is equal to 0.0 and we will always return level. Okay, now we just grab this get fuel. I'm just gonna paste it in here, right? Yeah, it'll always have to be the target vehicle. Okay, level will always be 0. Type here would be null. No, it won't be. It'll be our default. Okay, technically level should be null there, and over here type should be null. Why? So that get resource state, if we use this resource, level and type becomes the exported values of that. If level is null, in this case we are looking for the type, right? We don't care about the level here, right? This would just be the default value of type. So type is null. While the type is null, if we reach the timeout, we just set it to the default, and that is unnecessary. Actually, we could just do that. Yeah, we could still keep it. We won't return anything there. Over here, level would be etc. Actually, we won't set the level, and we don't care about the level. Right? We would just do that. Again, we won't technically care about the level here. Even though we get it, we won't care about it. Okay, in our get fuel level, here we will care about it, right? So we set level to null. Level and type is the exported value of that. Timeout. If level is null, we wait until level gets a value. level does not get a value, we set it to the default value. And we set the target vehicle to the level. We don't care about type in this one. Right. In here, we do care about the level. So level becomes the dec or get float of the target vehicle. Timeout. If level is null, we wait until it has a value. If it times out before we get a value, then we set it to a default, which is null. And then we set the target vehicle's fuel level to that. But what I'm thinking is possibly removing this assignment and having it exclusively to the get fuel function, and then instead of get fuel like that, right, I do this, right? I do get fuel info. So then we technically have 3 fuel functions, like obtaining info. We'll have a fuel level, which is purely just for the level. We'll have a type, which is purely just for the type. And that'll return the type. This will return the level. And we'll have that be that. So in our refuel timer, the reason I did that is so that I can do the following. Right. I don't technically care about this current level. Not yet, at least. I will do this. And do this. Current level is equal to get fuel level, right? We'll just get the fuel level and assign it to current level, and I actually want to do that. I want to call this function within this function so that we only set the fuel after we've gotten the current level. No, that makes no sense. +1. Why? No, plus addition. What will the addition be? I think we keep it to 1. Right, because the multiplier determines how long we wait to refuel 1 liter, right? And over here we don't care about any of that, because we're just setting a new type, right? And what we can do is in type we could assign that config dot refuel menu dot fuel type default. So we'll assign the default by default, and same over here. And then as soon as they pick a fuel type, we will reassign the values. So that's perfectly fine. Right? I'm trying to figure out this logic, man. Draw text. And we will draw text where? At the target vehicle's coordinates. X value, the Y value, the Z value +5, and we round the current level to 1 digit and give it a percentage. Right. I mean, logically, that should make sense, right? Clear nulls. Restarting our script. There are so many things that I think is wrong, but I'll have to spend some time to figure it out, and when I do, I'll have to do a bunch of debugging stuff. Like I said before, I want to do that on screen, but also don't. Okay, that's fantastic. We basically set the fuel nozzle to the car. Right. And that is not bad. It is not bad. Because remember in our set nozzle to vehicle, we have the attach entity to entity. F nozzle, target vehicle, bone index, and attach entity coords. We get the bone index's world position of the bone, and that is where we attach these things. Now, these are technically offsets that we can add to the model. Now, that'll take time to figure out, right? And we have no offsets, so it is just centered on the vehicle's technically origin, I believe. So that's why that is there. Right. Similarly, remember when, I believe it's in our threads, where grab, let's go to grab station nozzle. Right, remember over here where we attached it to our bed, right? We had these variables, so these were rotations, and these were basically X, Y, and Z offsets. So we'll have to do something similar for the car. I'm not sure I want to try and figure that out. So maybe we could find something in CDN fuel and borrow from it so that I don't have to relentlessly struggle to figure that out, you know? So yeah, plus our draw text isn't really working, so I need to find smart ways of doing things. I'm contemplating figuring some things out on my own and then just showing you guys when I'm complete with it, because I mean, an episode like this takes what, 45 minutes, and we don't really get to do too much, and that is kind of annoying to me specifically, you know, even though this is basically a code along series and I'm trying to figure out things while coding and showing you how I do it. I do also get that it could be annoying as well. So you know what, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and have that be that. So I'll say thank you for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I do hope you find these enjoyable, and hopefully you crack a giggle at me struggling sometimes. I do make stupid mistakes, but it's all in how we fix them. So thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.